Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking the Dreaded D-Rose report after that earlier report about Macho Man. Oh boy, boy, hate to see stuff like that happen to anybody, especially to the wrestling business. Just terrible he didn't get to the Hall of Fame, but probably will next year. And by the way, TMZ reports that an autopsy is going to be performed on the body of Randy Savage tomorrow. His remains will be transported to the Pinellas County Medical Office examiners later today, where doctors are scheduled to perform the thing. And of course, WWE and TNA, they all issued statements about the passing of him. WWE is saddened to learn that one of the greatest superstars of all time, Randy Savage, Macho Man, or Randy Poffo, whatever you want to call him. Poffo was under contract with WWE from '85 to '93, held both the WWE Intercontinental Championships. Serious condolences to his family and his wife. TNA joins the entire wrestling world, says, mourning the passing of legendary Macho Man. Savage was one of the most talented athletes ever to come into the wrestling ring, and so on. Of course, he had great battles with Ric Flair and Hogan and Steamboat. Savage appeared with TNA during a 2004 Victory Road and Turning Point events, memorial moments, he says, that will hope wrestling fans will never forget. Alright, to let you know, WWE Tough Enough filmed segments last night of FCW TV tapings at Tampa, Florida. What's going to happen, I guess, on those segments, they're going to be airing on the June 6th, the final episode of Tough Enough for this season. And they did a lot of stuff there at FCW. Booker T was on commentary, and FCW announcer Matt Malaro was on there with him. The first exhibition match that they were showing there saw Bill DeMott and Christina wrestle in the ring, so her ankle must be a little bit better now since last week's show. And the second match saw Bill DeMott go at it with Luke. Luke's match ended up with an elbow drop on top of DeMott. The second Tough Enough episode was filmed after the second episode of FCW TV was shot. Bill DeMott took on Andy in the third exhibition match, and the final match between FCW star Peter Orloff and contestant Jeremiah. And the match ended with Jeremiah getting the 3 count on Arlo. Apparently, cameras weren't used during the match, and really could indicated that Jeremiah got released. Never know. WWE agent Ricky Steamboat, he was at ringside for the exhibition match. It looked like Michael P.S. Hayes is done with being Tyson Kidd's manager already. After Kidd lost to Yoshi Tatsu at last night's Superstar show, that Hayes went up to Kidd and ended up elbowing him to the mat. And Hayes then said he's got better things to do than to hang around with losers. And there was talk that Hayes is going to be managing some other WWE talent, and it's also possible WWE will keep him in a managerial role for a while, maybe to keep him out of whatever else he's been doing. Anyway, the following matches for TNA stars have been announced for the AAA Triple Mania 19 show in June 18th in Mexico City. Jarrett is taking on El Zorro for the Mega Heavyweight title. Rob Van Dam taking on Dr. Wagner Jr. For the Latin American title. Abyss taking on, and Mr. Anderson taking on Jack Evans and Extreme Tiger for the AAA Tag Team titles. James, Sky, Love, and Sexy Stars taking on Lolita, Moreno, Apache, and, must be sisters, another Apache. On a related note, El Messiah, or formerly Judas Messiah in TNA, will take on La Parka for the WCW star La Parka in a big hair versus mask match. I don't know. By the way, if you've seen TNA's pay-per-view Sunday, you might have seen Jesse Neal take a hell of a fall, a suplex back on his neck. Anyways, reportedly now he suffered a neck injury and possible concussion at Sunday's Sacrifice pay-per-view when Hernandez hit him with a finisher on Neal to end the Inc. versus Mexican-American match. MRI showed that Neal had a bulged disc, and to be safe, he's not being booked for this week's TV taping. And he looked at it really, really bad. Trent Beretta, by the way, last night's FCW TV taping was under a mask of Mr. Florida, while former NXT rookie Naomi Knight wrestled as Ms. Florida under a mask. Trying out things. New WWE signee Jon Moxley was represented last night's FCW taping, but wasn't used. WWE DVD News reports that WWE once again has changed the name of an upcoming DVD and Blu-ray set to be released. Originally titled The Top 50 Biggest Matches in WWE History. The title was changed to the 50 of the most shocking, surprising, and amazing moments in WWE history. But now the new title is The Top 50 Incidences in WWE History. The set is scheduled to be released August 23rd unless they decide to change the title again. Just put out top 50 matches, be done with it. We don't need incidents, or what was the rest? Biggest matches, shocking, I don't care. Just put out 50 matches, be done with it. WWE returns to Ohio in September 2011. Here's some dates if you live around that way. Huntington Center, Toledo, September 6th. September 19th, Quicken Loans Arena, Cleveland. And September 20th at Nutter Center, Dayton. Courtesy of WWE SmackDown below. Oh, there's another DVD coming out from WWE, and it's WWE's Greatest Cage Matches of All Times DVD that's coming out June 28th. So we got to save up our money, I guess, unless they change that to a squared and circle match. Who knows? Man. Anyway, some of the greatest, here's a little synopsis of it. Said some of the greatest rivalries and with brutal cage matches that keeps the combatants in the ring and out of interference, from others. For decades, steel cage matches has been one of the most popular matches in every wrestling company, including WWE's Smoky Mountains, AWA, WCCW. 3 DVD set collects the greatest steel cage matches in history. Will they show blood or not? I don't think they think we can handle it. Interesting note that WWE won't be represented at the Sports Entertainment Summit. It's a summit the 14th in Los Angeles, focusing on technology, changing sports and entertainment, and the use of social media, all this stuff. Why? Probably because it's too expensive. Matches for tonight's WWE SmackDown on Sci-Fi is going to be Christian taking on Sheamus, Trent Beretta taking on Ted DiBiase, of course, Jr. Brie Bella taking on Natalya, The Core taking on Kane, Big Show and Ezekiel Jackson taking on Daniel Bryan. Big Show and Ezekiel Jackson and Kane is taking on The Core by fault. Daniel Bryan's taking on Chavo Guerrero, and the main event is going to be Mark Henry versus Randy Orton. WWE Hall of Famer, believe it or not, old Animal kind of got himself in some hot water the other, I think it was last week, about the middle of the week. Anyway, Road Warrior Animal has been removed as the advertised guest host of an upcoming Raw live event in Canada due to WWE's belief that he was critical of their drug testing policy in a recently publicized interview in Power Slam magazine. Kind of putting down WWE and their wellness thing, so shouldn't do it. What he did mention, though, he said, look at the size of some of them guys in there. Hey, thanks for clicking, guys. I gotta go.